Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. My name is William Michael Forbes, and I want to welcome you to Supernatural Saturday. Unfortunately, my other user interface is not working for some reason. I'll have to get in contact with BeLive, who is one of the organizations I use to do my live show. So I'm going to wait a couple minutes for everybody to come on. Unfortunately, I was going to bring a special guest on today. I will be unable to do that because of the error in the program. But today I have the privilege and pleasure of having Archangel Raphael with me today, and he wants to discuss the concept of the fact that we create, attract, and repel disease. And this is a very fascinating thing to understand, that we create, repel, and attract disease. And if you give me just one moment, I left my water over by my other system here. Just give me 1 second. So the idea that we create, attract, and repel disease. When he came and said it's important humans understand this, that there's a variety of ways in which you attract and repel disease, it is important to understand the methods by which you do this and to make certain that you are not creating or attracting disease, but keeping yourself in a state of vital health. And for those of you that have never been to Supernatural Saturday before, I want to welcome you. It's been an amazing journey. This is our 13th show that we've done, and it's been an incredible ride. With these angels and archangels and our guides at our side, all we have to do is learn how to listen and feel and know and hear and follow intelligent instructions when they're being given to us. It's very fascinating. Very, very fascinating for me to have this. Now, Raphael says, I've got to just notify some fellow that was supposed to, here we go again. Yeah, no worries. So I'll have to bring him on. His internet is not working properly, so I'll have to bring him on next week. I was going to bring a gentleman by the name of Chico on, and Chico is one of the trainers in our mediumship program, where he teaches high vibrational foods. And that's one of the very first things that Raphael says is it's important to keep your consciousness and your body in a high vibrational state. He says there are many ways that you can do this. The most obvious step for any individual to take while you are in a physical body is to ensure that you are eating high vibrational foods, putting good vibrational foods into your body. And that these high vibrational foods give your cells the proper nutrition that they need in order to properly cleanse themselves so they don't get gunked up and therefore become attractive for conditions that are not conducive to health. See, he's saying very first thing is proper nutrition, proper food. Now, me, myself, I predominantly enjoy a living food diet. I like to eat my food while it's still alive. And I don't mean animals, I mean vegetables. And usually what I do is I use a Vitamix, and most of my vegetable and plant matter is reduced down to a drinkable solution. So my body doesn't have to work as hard to process it. Raphael says, during this time with the fear frequencies on your planet being brought out of the subconscious mind. I like that. He says the fear vibration is being brought out of the human collective unconscious and made conscious. So what you are seeing in terms of people running around and hoarding and grabbing and fearing is what was hidden consciousness. Now is the time to release it. Now is the time to release it. Recognize it and release it. Do not allow the vibration of fear to dominate your attention. He says there's no need to be afraid as long as you understand if you are in a proper vibrational state, you cannot attract this disease nor be affected by it. It's funny, I'm remembering something I watched a show about 2 weeks ago with a guy named Wim Hof, Wimhoff, and he and a number of his students were injected with a virus, and using his method of breathing and stuff, they were unaffected by the virus, whereas other people in the control, another group, were affected by it. Vibration is a disease, is a vibration. Health is a vibration. They are vibrations in consciousness, and it's important you understand this concept. Everything in this physical dimension and in all dimension is vibrational nature. He's saying, please understand this. The sooner you recognize your thoughts and emotions are creating the conditions in which you are finding your human experience, whether you are an individual or the collective of all. Your vibration is determining the manifestations of your experience. You have been so infatuated with stories of zombies and catastrophe in your media programming that you find yourselves now bearing witness to the very things you fear and fantasize about. But your spirit does not distinguish between fantasy and truth. It will accept your belief in a fantasy and respond to it with as great a delight as it would with that which you believe is true. It will accept your reality as an asking. Whatever you choose to believe, it will accept as your asking, and it will give it to you. So understand, disease, health are vibrations that we create, repel, and attract. You can attract health. You can repel health. You can attract disease. You can repel disease. From a medical perspective, we know that they create vaccinations as a methodology to make your system stronger against a particular thing. And there are benefits to that. Just as there are benefits to eating living food all the time, there are benefits to that. Living food will raise the frequency of your cellular consciousness up in a way that you can do only in other ways through meditation. Okay, so meditation, he's saying if you combine proper eating with meditation, you'll raise your vibrational frequency even higher. So meditation and eating will raise your vibrational. He's saying do not indulge in fear. Avoid indulging in fear. This is a choice that many of you make unconsciously, and it is time you make this choice consciously. Choose not to indulge in emotions of fear or anger or uncertainty or guilt or shame. These energies reduce the effectiveness of your biology's immune system to naturally resist those things that would not normally be in harmony with it. But your fear can lower that frequency down. It can lower this frequency down. Let it go. He says, when you become aware of your fears or any negative emotion in your consciousness, let it go. Do not give it any attention. Giving it attention makes it expand and grow. And this is really very true, isn't it? You know, you take the idea of the color green, for example. If you think about the color green and you put your attention on the color green, all of a sudden you start thinking of Green's drink, or you start thinking of green grass, or the green hills, green berets, anything green that comes up, green leaves. All kinds of stuff relevant to what you're focusing on comes up. So if you're focusing on that terrible, scary thing, or the coronavirus, look at what's going on, you create a vibration that will instill that frequency in the body, which lowers it down to that level, right? He's saying, I chose to come here at this time because it's very important that you understand there is not one amongst you, whether you are in the palace or whether you are on the street, there is not one amongst you that does not have or possess the same natural ability to transform and change your life. Physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually, there is not one among you who cannot do this unless you so believe that to be true. For you can choose to believe that you are powerless and be misled by your own misbelief. But it is a belief nonetheless, and the Spirit does not judge you for whether you believe something is good or bad. The Spirit merely accepts that which you believe as true, whether it is true or not. And you can tell this by people walking down the streets and buying all the water and all the toilet paper from the stores. Are they believing they have enough toilet paper? No. So there's not enough toilet paper. Okay. Wow. Um, I hope I'm getting, let's see, I'm getting sound and stuff here. Good. So yeah, it's very important. You can really shift things so quickly. Like even if you pretend to laugh, thank you. Even if you pretend to laugh, just pretend to laugh, you'll bring your frequency up. He's saying if you have to go out into a public place, keep your vibration high. Keep a smile on your face. Keep your energy up. Why do you think so many people can be in a room, but only a certain number will get ill? Because the ones that are ill are lower in vibration, either mentally, physically, emotionally, or a combination or all of the above. It is important you understand your vibration determines the conditions of your experiences in this material world. Whether that experience is a condition of joy or poverty, it is a condition you are creating by the dominant vibration in which you find your consciousness. There are many examples of individuals that have come from countries and lands where they suffer greatly, and they make it to this place, this new place where everything is beautiful, because they believe they could get there. Their vibration is in harmony, whereas many others are caught in their suffering and their pain so deeply and profoundly that that is all that can be maintained. Please understand that you are a changer of vibration. You manifest the conditions that you see in your world around you at this very moment. This communication we're having is because of the vibration that was established in agreement with us. We agree on this plane of consciousness that we will be in this place. Just as those who believe in the plane of consciousness, they will meet in sickness, or they'll meet in love. It is a choice. And you have choice over how you will create and maintain your vibration. He's saying, you can call on us to assist you, but you yourself must be willing to take the steps once your hand has been held and you know how to walk. You cannot expect us to hold your hand when you are fully capable of walking on your own. But we will always be with you, but we want to be with you in love and in light. It is very uncomfortable to consider joining anybody in suffering, but those that do suffer, that seek amelioration, will receive our dispensation of love and grace. This is something that can be asked for by anyone, but there are many amongst you who are not willing to put in the effort to rise above your own circumstances, or take the time to clear your mind, or to eat the proper foods, or to put your divine temple in order. It is important, for your temple is the body, and your temple is the mind, and your temple is the emotions, the chambers of your soul that you walk through every day in this physical world. It is important you walk through a pleasing environment. All of us will say pretty much the same thing to you, that love is ultimately the perfect way for you to find your joy. And in order to find love, you must be willing to let go of your fear. And if you're not willing to let go of your fear, how then will you find love? I love his energy. It's if green had a color, it's Raphael. His energy is. I take these little pills called chlorella pills, and when I take them, that's what I think of. I feel like when Raphael's around, that kind of sensation of just healthy and vital and vibrant and wondrous. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so we're going to go up. I see there's a bunch of questions coming up here. I want to say, by the way, thank you for everybody who's coming online new. I really appreciate it. You're showing up. Like this, when we started this 13 weeks ago, we had no idea that we'd be. I personally had no idea that we're going to be able to have material that they'd be able to come through, but they've been bang on every time. Okay, no worries. So thank you for coming and joining, and thank you for participating. We are going to do, in about another 9 minutes, We have a part of our program, part of our 1 hour program is we have this thing, a movement we created about 9 months ago called 1 Billion Strong. It's a Facebook group. Please join it and participate in it. When you get to the Facebook group, there's a video at the very top. It's the only video that I allow on the wall, and it specifically lays out what the purpose, the means, and the method for behind 1 Billion Strong, which is essentially getting people entrained deliberately and intentionally into the vibration of being in a state of love and grace. And because we have a choice over what dominant emotion we're going to be experiencing our lives in, and 1 Billion Strong is to help restore love as the dominant frequency on this planet. It doesn't surprise me that 9 months ago we started this, and here we see all this nonsense coming out of the human subconscious mind in the form of a dis-ease, which is a vibration. And so that's being released from the human consciousness. And we, in this meditation, it's 1 to 3 minutes long, and we do it every day at 12 noon and 12 a.m. and 12 p.m. But I do it multiple times during the day. And you can do it in as little as a minute. Just want to access a feeling of love that you understand for you represents a feeling of love. My guardian angel John, when he first asked us to do this, he said, it's important you understand and communicate to everybody that every single soul on this planet has an understanding of their vibration of love, of how love is as a feeling for them. And John said to me, from that perspective, every single soul on the planet has the capability to cultivate, develop, and amplify vibrations of love in their body and in the world and in the lives of the people around them. And he made it very, very simple. Basically, we'll take a couple of deep breaths. We'll go into that vibration that you call love or joy within yourself. And as you feel that vibration, we're going to have you breathe it into your body. Then we're going to have you fill your body with the vibration that you identified as a feeling closest to love for you. And then you're going to fill your body with that vibration using your breath. Then we're going to have you use your breath and expand that vibration into the space of the room in which you are right now, where your body is right now. And then we're going to have you expand that energy out with your breath further to surround the entire world, and then to permeate all the people, events, and circumstances on this planet with the vibration that you've identified as love for you. And like I said, this is an amazing process. When you do this, it changes you. Your frequency goes up. You affect and influence people around you just by being in a state of love. You don't have to do anything. And I use this allegory. This water, I can take this glass of water and I can put it in the freezer. And in the freezer, the water will not have to do anything but sit in that vibration called cold. And that vibration called cold will turn this water into ice. Well, this vibration of love works almost the same way. When you move into a vibration of love and you feel it, your body doesn't. Once you identify that feeling of love, once you put your attention on it, your attention causes that vibration to expand. So much the same way as when you think about the color green, your mind gives you all green. When you focus on the feeling of love, you begin to expand that vibration in your system. And the more you give it attention, the more it expands. It's like adding temperature to the water in the freezer. When you're putting attention to that vibration of love, you're increasing that condition in your body, in your energy. And you continue to do that. You don't have to make your body change. It will just automatically move into a different state. You'll feel it. You won't have to do anything to change because you'll be directing it, creating it, and experiencing a change in your body. And what we're saying now in the last few minutes is what we're going to do in the time frame of 1 to 3 minutes, coming up very shortly now, about 3 minutes. When you are a master of your vibrational state, you are a master of your creative process. And the truth is, every single human being on this planet, yeah, I know, he's just saying, remind you guys, every single human being on this planet is a master of vibration. The difference is some of you know you are, and others of you are unconscious to this fact. But what we hope to achieve in these processes is to train you to master consciously your ability to change your vibration so you may be liberated from being entrapped in what is not truly who you are. Yes. So that vibration of love, whatever it is for you, will literally, if you continue to work with it and build it and focus on it, spend 15, 20, 30, 40 minutes a day focusing on what love feels like for you. If you had love in your life, how would you feel? That's the question I used to ask a long time ago. If I had love in my life, how would I feel? I'd be smiling more. I'd be excited more. My energy would be up more. And just the idea of that question, how would I feel if I had more love in my life, can stimulate the sensation in your body that it knows is love. And once you're aware of the sensation of what love feels like in your body, now you can give it attention. And once you give it attention, you begin to feed it energy. Your attention, wherever your attention goes, energy flows. You're feeding energy into whatever you give attention to. That's why when you watch what happened when they declared that the coronavirus was a pandemic, and the way the global mind population that are hooked into that whole system of conditioning responded, and what's been happening since. It's just a program. It's just what people have given focus to. The disease is far less affecting far fewer people than are dying from car accidents every day. 3,200 people every single day die in car accidents. And we're not quarantining all the drivers that have licenses, are we? Right? So there's a certain level of intelligent reasoning you need to learn to do in the process of liberating yourself from conditions that have been in human consciousness that do not represent your creative potentiality and the unlimited ability you have to change conditions in your life. Our goal here in these Supernatural Saturday events is to train as many people as possible to the truth of their higher selves, to connect your guides, your angels, and the wisdoms of multidimensional beings so that you can enable yourself to be free from the chains of your past, the old self, the part of us as individuals and as a species that have been holding us back from being a holistic society that functions from a platform of love versus a platform of fear. And the shift is well underway. This ascension process is well underway. So let's get ready now. So everybody, wherever you are, just take a deep breath and center in. And as you exhale, allow your body to relax fully and completely. And then take another slow, deep breath and do the same thing again and allow your body to relax more. Now call forth from within you the vibration or feeling of love as you know it to be for yourself. And give that feeling all of your attention. Now breathe that feeling so it expands and fills your entire body. And as you exhale, allow that feeling to intensify in your body. Now breathe in again and fill the space around your body with that feeling of love as you understand it to be. And breathe again and expand that feeling of love as you know it to be, to surround the entire planet. And from this perspective, just feel the way your body feels in this expanded state of awareness. Do you notice any tingling in your cells that you didn't notice before? Can you feel the way the energy around your body is? Now take another deep breath and allow that vibration of love around the planet to rain down its energy everywhere onto everything. Breathe in and allow the energy, the vibration of love as you understand it, to reach down into every molecule of this earth. And as you exhale, intensify that energy even more. And breathe in deeply again and expand the vibration even more. Allow your vibration of love to permeate and penetrate every molecule of this planet. Allow this vibration to permeate every molecule of your body, deep into the marrow of your bones. Take one more deep breath and draw your energy back into the present moment. Draw your awareness back into your body perspective. And just feel how your body feels at this moment. Just feel the vibration in your body after doing this. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes and just be aware of how the space around your body feels as well. Just feel that vibration. Now, in that short 4.5 minute span, please share what changed for you in that 4 minutes. What do you notice different in your experience now versus a few minutes ago? It's important to understand, yes, Raphael is saying, it's important you understand that there is a great simplicity in how you may alter or change your vibration. It is a profoundly simple thing to do. You can do it with the simple usage of your breath. We have added the element of reminding yourself of the vibration of love as you understand it to be. And in giving it attention, you begin to regrow it. For some of you that think you are lacking in love or you don't have enough, it is within you. It is what beats your heart. That which beats your heart is the love that you seek. You may sit in the vibration of your heart beating, feeling it giving you love, and it will liberate you. Excuse me for one moment. My apologies. It looks like the other system is starting to work now. So understanding vibration is something that we all deliberately and intentionally can control. But it's important to become a conscious and deliberate utilizer of vibrations. You must learn to become conscious and deliberate about the vibrations that you will choose to align yourself to, and refuse to align yourself to those which do not serve you. When we speak about vibrations, we talk about positive and negative, love and fear, and the degrees between them. But notice what you are feeling now, just from doing that little activity. Very important. Yes, so thank you. This is wonderful, wonderful news. So Drusilla's leg stopped hurting during the meditation. Somebody else feels more relaxed. Raphael saying No matter who you are or where you are, you will, if you follow the process, experience a change in your own being. And you are the one responsible for that change by how you chose to focus your attention. It is important you understand that we are here to facilitate that which you already have in your possession to create the life you choose to live. But all you need to do is gain the experience with that which you already know. Once you have the experience, then you will be free. Now, I'm going to go back because we're into the Q&A part. So now he's saying we'll take questions and answers. Yes, he does have a sense of humor. Wonderful, Kate. Yeah, well, you guys are just amazing. I can't believe how fast this has been growing. The joy that comes from knowing that we are a community that is bringing forth an intentional expression of love, trust, acceptance, and peace is profound, and that it's growing rapidly. And not just on this channel, but many other channels. We are creating more love-based expressive mechanisms than fear-based expressive mechanisms. And that's what's going to change this planet. That's what the Ascension Movement's about, moving us from a state of fear into a state of love. And then, because in a state of love, you get more access to dimensions of wisdom and knowledge and love and light than you do in a state of fear. In a state of fear, you get pain and suffering, and you can't expand in that state. You can. Yeah, he's saying that's not true. You can expand in that state, but you become so unconscious in it that you get lost. He says living in a state of constant fear is the hell which was spoken of in all of the great books. This is what this is. Living in fear is the hell. And living in love is the heaven. So let's see what we got here. I'm going to try and scroll up because I'm using my cell phone, not my desktop, where the questions scroll up on the side. Sean asking about soul retrieval. He's saying he wants to ask you a question. He's saying, in what respect are you referring to soul retrieval? For a soul does not need to be retrieved. A soul already exists. If you are referring to an individual who is living unconsciously in their personality, then you would want to help resurrect them from that place of being dead. He's saying basically, so when we're living in our ego self, that's like the living dead. When we're just operating on our programmed ways of behavior, we're not operating from a place of love and joy and light. So soul retrieval is being able to bring somebody out of, soul retrieval is the act of bringing somebody out of a state of fear into a state of light or love. That is what soul retrieval is, as we have understood it to be. It is what we are working with on all of you. Although the idea that you need to be retrieved is not quite accurate. But we help you to remind yourself that you are the creator of your experiences and not meant to be subjective. This is important. Let's see here. Wonderful. Body tingling, feeling looser. Who was talking to Drusilla this morning? He's saying it was I and my brother Jesus that were with you this morning. And there was a female too that we will not reveal at this point. So there's a female as well, Drusilla. Hi from Costa Rica. Hi, Dan. Hi, Sunny. Any advice for you in the next few? Any advice for her? Get out of fear. Hi, Patricia. Anything that you do, if you do from the perspective of love, will benefit humanity, and it will benefit you, whether that wealth you are referring to is monetary or emotional, is again a choice that you have to make. It's a choice. Hang on a second, I gotta shut a program down here again. It's trying to come on. It's funny, it didn't work all morning. There we go. So, yeah, questions. So it's important to understand the vibration. I'm going to come back to questions here because he's saying to stay on track. And I can get really excited and get distracted very easily. Body feels tingly, looser. Oh, Jessica. I'll get to that in a moment, hon. Peace, tranquil, Christine, good. My hands are vibrating. Sean, any work on a device? Okay. So, Jessica, your uncle, he's putting a hand on your middle back, and like he's got a hand, he's like behind you with a hand and a hand on your shoulder, and he's looking you right in the face, and he's trying to say to you, stay away from discouragement. He's saying, stay away from discouragement. Be the light and playful child that I knew. And I don't know why he's saying be the light and playful child that he knew. And my guess would be that he's saying that in childhood you had a different energy about you, and you've gotten things in the way. Things have gotten in the way of who you truly are. That's how I interpret that. And I love you is the other thing he's saying. I love you. So he's concerned. He wants you to let that part go. That whatever that is that's gotten in the way of you being this being that he remembers as being very light in childhood. So I hope that helps. Thank you, Raph. Hi from Scotland. Hi, Maria. Do you have a message for Maria? Raphael says he does not have a message for you, but it's interesting. There's a tall man here. Pretty big. He's about 6'5". And yeah. He's just saying, I don't know who he is. I'm trying to see his face, but he's big. I get almost the feeling like Lurch from the Addams Family, that type of size. And he's saying, I don't know why he's saying this. He's saying, get on a walk. I don't know what that means. He's saying, get on a walk more. I don't know what that means. Get on a walk. So I don't know what that means for you, but that's what that being communicated to me. Rachel, one moment. Wonderful. Okay, there's a lot of questions here. From Scotland. Any messages from Jesus? Master Jesus, do you have anything to say? He's just saying, listen to only what you know in your heart as truth. For there are many that will speak, but many who speak have words that are hollow. Learn to hear and to know when truth is spoken, so that you may not be misled by any other than to be led by the truth. Cool. I like that. Thank you. Giovanna, what is the most important thing I can do to heal myself? Raphael is saying, when you refer to yourself, do not refer to yourself as the body. Yourself is very different than your body. If you wish to restore your body to a place where you feel you are healed, then it is important you understand that you, in your own awareness, must aspire to be in a state of feeling whole. And you can do this very simply. You may make your body celebrate. You may smile more. You may laugh more. There are simple ways that you can raise the vibrational frequency of your body that are not too complex and fairly simple. Smiling is a wonderful way to change the frequency of your body. Laughing is a wonderful way to change the frequency of your body. Eating good living food is a good way to raise the frequency of your body. And when the frequency of your body is high, you cannot be in a state of dis-ease or illness. And we understand that you have this condition, as every being does, that lives in a physical form, that is called heredity, where you inherit information and experience from your predecessors. Knowledge, information, emotions, experiences that come to you in your genetic system. And you must learn to release all of those things from those past memories that would harm you. But you can only do this by being in the present moment, in this place of love and grace, and choosing to stay there, and choosing to stay there, and choosing to stay there. And anytime the old visitors come to you from the past, you say, no, I'm going to stay in love. This is the best way for you. Simple, elegant. Smile, laugh, play. Get your body happy. Even if you can only do it a little bit. Even if your body is immobile and can't move, if you find some way to move into a state of joy, all of the cells in your body will hear. If you continue to shout it, they will hear. Every cell in your body is alive, an individual, just like every individual human. Please understand, they all hear you. They're listening. They'll obey your commands if you give it to them enough times. Thank you for that, Joanna. Is there a message from me from the collective? Oh, wow. Carrie. Okay, they're saying, Raphael's saying they are here, but it is important that we are fully understood in our statement that all conditions of disease, all conditions of health are merely manifestations of vibrations that you can deliberately or unconsciously manufacture. You can automatically get caught up into a state of fear just by what somebody says. If you are in charge of yourself, then that will not be the case. You will recognize it for what it is, and you will not stoop to that low vibration. The key is in manifesting and manufacturing the vibrational states that you wish to represent in your physical life in this dimension. Disease and health, joy and sorrow, pain and pleasure are vibrations of energy and consciousness. And as you learn to articulate your ability to create, repel, and attract certain vibrations, you will call them the conditions of your life. And you have power over what those conditions will be and are. If you are in a state of fear, you will attract that which represents your fear. If you are in a state of suffering, you will attract that which represents the state of suffering. But these are still vibrations. If you are in a state of joy, you will attract that which represents joy. And it's really true. You put your attention on anything, and it will expand in your life. I was saying to people, like I have this habit of going out and finding jewelry. I don't know why, it just shows up around me. The other day I got this solid sterling hoop ring, and this morning when I went out, I found a solid sterling silver smoky quartz pendant. And that I'll show you just so you know that I'm not. Where did you go there, you rascal? Where did you get put? So yeah, so everything you put your attention on, you are manufacturing as your actual living, ongoing experience. And that's the only thing that you really have choice over, is what you're going to give attention to. So I can't seem to find it at the moment. I put it on. Oh, there it is, right beside me. So that solid sterling silver smoky quartz pendant that I found this morning on my walk with the dog. I have an idea that my needs are always taken care of. I always have what I want. I always have an abundance of things, and it happens. But you've got to keep your attention on that vibration. How does it feel to be abundant? How does it feel to be healthy? How does it feel? And you've got to create that. If you don't have it, you've got to create it. We are here to learn to become creators. They tell this to me all the time. We are here to become a conscious creator of our experiences. And there's no judgment. You are free to create an experience of suffering. You are free to create an experience of joy. You are free to be that which you wish to be in this dimension. They tell that to me all the time. We're not going to stop anybody from being unhappy. If they want to be unhappy, that's their choice. It's a free will zone. Wow, you guys have so many different questions. It's great. Um, uh, okay, so I'm going to go back to Rachel about. For some reason, Rachel, they keep showing me the color green. There's something green. There's something green that you need to incorporate into your diet. I'm trying to see what they're trying to show me. They're just saying green. Is it any green? What type of green? Fascinating. So green, something green. I don't know what that means, but they're saying you need something green. I get that it's something you have to eat, something you have to consume, but something green. Again, I don't know what that means. I don't always get precise information. I don't always know how to interpret precisely what they're saying. And when I'm not sure, I'll tell you that I'm not sure. I don't know what it means. Oh, you're welcome, Maria. It's so important. You didn't lose your, they're telling me you didn't lose your dog. It merely left the physical realm of perception. You see, if I take this water and boil it on a stove and it boils off, does that mean the water's gone? No, it's been changed from one state that was once visible to a state that's invisible. And consciousness works like that. Consciousness is invisible. We can see its effects. We can see the effects of consciousness in time, space, and matter based on the way we apply it. But nothing is ever lost from the creation. It's just transformed from one state into another. So your dog is just in another state of consciousness than the one it was in before. And you can communicate with him anytime. Jamie Butler, she has a wonderful show on communicating with animals that you could go and watch, and it'd be a great show for you to connect to. Yeah, so you don't lose anything in this dimension. You open up to new opportunities. Let's see, can our higher selves feel our physical and emotional pleasure and pain? It doesn't feel it like you or I would feel like if I stuck I wouldn't feel it either. But if you stuck something in your hand, the body feels pain, but your higher self only recognizes that there's something that's occurred there. It doesn't identify it as pain. It identifies it as a change in energy. From our higher self perspective, all we perceive things as energy and changes in energy. And our higher self can direct those changes ultimately. The minute you start to associate with your higher self, start to focus on love, on joy, you begin to manufacture that experience in material reality. And I know this from personal experience. You can walk, Tony Robbins does this all the time in his fire walks. He has people walk across coals of fire. I've done the fire walk, not with Tony, but with other teachers. And your mind is telling you that's burning hot coals. And you got your mind and you take it, you put it aside, and now you're walking across a brook of cool water. And your body responds when the imagining is so clear and your focus is so intense, the body responds as if that's absolutely true. And you walk across the other side of those beds of coals, and your feet are going down into the coals, okay? And I'm being a little graphic here, but I got hairy toes, okay? And when I got to the end of the firewalk, not even the hairs on my toes were singed. And then just to be absolutely sure, I did it again, and the same thing happened again. And to be sure that the fire was hot, I took the back of my hand, which can also be hairy, and I put it over the coals, and I waved around, and the hairs were singed. Right? So I know that when you're in a certain state, matter, time, and space organize them around the state that you choose to generate. So please learn to focus your attention. Raphael's just saying, we will say this over and over again, that wherever you are putting your attention, you are creating the vibration of your experience. If you are putting your attention on the fear or the uncertainty that are existing in the world around you, then you will be experiencing that in the world within you and around you. It is very simple. You can control your vibration at will. It is very simple to do. Not so simple to learn for some of you. Angie, the higher self is always aware, but it doesn't get lost in it. And it can transform it. Go back to the freezer analogy. The freezer's energy, in and of itself, it doesn't have to change. It just has to be what it is. And it just being what it is changes the water, which is at a higher vibration. So the freezer lowers the rate of the movement of the molecules, just as the burner you put the water on will raise the vibration of the molecules. Awareness is the same thing. The quality of your awareness, your higher self-awareness, determines the quality or manifestation of conditions in your life right now. Here we are. Do you apply, Sarah's asking, do you apply the same process of healing you mentioned earlier for sexual trauma of this lifetime and others for the sacral chakra? That's a great question, Sarah. I mean, these are all great questions. Don't get me wrong. Sarah, from a perspective, I'm getting goosebumps all through me because I have direct experience. I know what it's like to be sexually abused. I've been there. I've got the memory system of it. I remember the emotional process. And learning to let the emotional energy go is really ultimately what you need to do to shift out of the attachment to that and how it's affecting your body. Raphael is saying when we go through experience, we incorporate certain elements of emotion energy into our biology, and they become a functional part of you unless you release them. So if you were angry or upset or hurt as a child, that anger, that hurt, that upset, if you have not been taught how to let it go, will stay in your body. And then it accumulates and it accumulates and accumulates. In my case, I went through 7 years of intense sexual abuse at the hands of a step-parent. And during that process, I came out of that 7 years experience using drugs, heavy alcohol consumption, to deal with the emotional pain that was now stored in my body, the anger, the hurt, the upset, the fear that I had been living in. From that perspective, literally affected my health, my biology, and my behavior, so that I was doing and being and acting in ways that represented the states that were stored in my body. When I finally when I discovered meditation and breathing and relaxing and changing my thoughts, then that emotional energy became gradually started being released from my system. And then in more recent years, when I became aware that all of our emotions are strictly memories of our past experiences, then releasing certain emotions from my body became very important. So I know I can sense, I can turn back through my life, and there's very few places in my life past that I can look back at and I don't feel any negative associations or pain from my past anymore, because I live in my present. But I look back on my past and go, wow, that was amazing. I'm really glad I went through those 7 years of abuse. I'm such a better person for it. I have greater compassion and understanding. But if I had not learned how to release the emotions that were stored in my body from that, if I were not able to release that, the body would still be damaged or destroyed, or my body would be dead by now, or dead from drug addiction or alcohol poisoning, and which I experienced on a number of occasions, alcohol poisoning and overdosing. So understand that learning to release emotion from the body is equally as important as anything else. We just started our Mediumship 102 course today, and we deal exclusively with how to release old emotional traumas from your mind and from your body. Because once you start liberating the emotion from the body, the cells start to function differently. We store emotion in our body very specifically. Raphael's saying, no, that's not accurate. He's saying, no, what you do is you store in the energy around your body, and that affects your form. When you change your energy, your body will change. Okay, thank you. Cool. Wow. Yes, just a moment. That's a great statement, Angie, yes. You're welcome, Victorious. Christine's asking, how do angels see us? As an energy field? Raphael's saying, we see you in your full glory, he's saying. In your full glory, we see all of you. We see all of you in your full glory, from the mere matter that you think is so finite to the splendor of your limitless being, the endless expression and expansiveness of your consciousness, and all the shades of color and sound and dynamic energies that go into that. It would be hard for us to explain it to you in other words than that your mind could possibly comprehend. But we would simply say we see and know you as love, unlimited. And we can break that down into what it might be represented to for your mind to understand that we could see you as a bright blue light, or we could see you as a shaded green rainbow, or that we could see you as a dynamic receiver and giver of energy flowing. There are many words, but the simplest one is we see all of you as love, and that is it. Now somebody asked for okay, chakra. He's saying to sit down and lean back. He's saying lean back at a 45-degree angle. Take your right hand and put it over the place where the injury has occurred. And then take your left hand and put it over the right hand. He says you will feel the flow of energy moving to that part of the body once the second hand comes on top of the first. Just allow yourself to feel. Your mind will first recognize it as heat, but allow your awareness, you, to feel it as energy going in to correct that. Just feel it, do not judge it or analyze it. You will feel things change there almost instantly. Cool. Yeah, he says he prefers to teach rather than do. No, absolutely not, Sean. They will never. An angel will never supersede your free will. There are conditions where you can. There have been examples where people have screamed in the last moment, God help me, Jesus help me, someone help me, with such great demand that they can come in and work and perform miracles on your behalf, but they can and will never usurp your free will. For asking of them is a request that they will not deny, unless you are required to learn that which you are requesting on your own, in which case you must learn from your experiences. But we will never usurp, nor could we, free will. But we can respond to requests if we choose to. Cool. Oh, thank you, Sarah. Wow, look at all these great questions. What a great gathering today. I do want to say something. There's one of it's important. I mean, the essence of today is about raising your vibration and not allowing yourself to get caught up in frequencies that are going to be detrimental to your body, to your mind or soul. For example, in the case where your rib is in pain like that, don't focus on the pain. Just relax and breathe into it. Release it, like consciously and deliberately. Breathe and release. Breathe and release. Breathe and release. And it will, your cells in your body will hear you saying, release, release, release. And they'll respond accordingly. Very important you understand. Today is about literally altering and changing your vibration. If you want to stay out of the coronavirus energy, keep your frequency high with proper vibrational foods. And one of our instructors, Chico, who runs a program called Sun Food Living 101 and Sun Food Living 102, please connect with him if you want to get a good understanding of high vibrational foods and to raise your vibrational frequency up. And you can do it with smoothies. I do smoothies all the time because the body doesn't have to work as hard to assimilate the nutrition. What else? Learn to master your mind. If you want, come out and join our mediumship course. We just started today. Mediumship 102 course, which is all about letting go of the past emotional energies stored in your body, the blocks that you have, and liberating that energy so that you can be free to create more in your life. And you can get more information about the courses and classes on my website, which is williammichaelforbes.com. Also, if you want to support my work here on YouTube, please go to my Patreon page, which will be in the description box after this video is reported, or in the description box of any of my videos. You can support me on Patreon as well. We are in a most amazing and wonderful time as a species, as individuals, and as a cosmic family, because we have all these beings with us, multidimensional beings that'll just knock your socks off and rock your world when you open up to the quantum. Where do you think Einstein and Stephen Hawking and Nikola Tesla, you think they got all that information on their own? No, they didn't get it on their own. They got it from the universe, right? The source that we can draw anything from. But also individuals in the universe that were great beings in their own right. Michelangelo, you can connect with him if you want to be an artist. He'd be a great mentor to connect to. But please, reach out to Sun Food Living for Chico. Raise your vibration. That's the main message. Raise your vibration. Raise it up. Smile more. When you're going down the street and you see those people wearing the face masks, don't go, oh my gosh, go smile. Just smile. It's a funny thing. They always turn away from me when I smile at them, right? And I look at them and I smile and they turn away, right? Because love turneth away fear. Remember that. Love turneth away fear. Joy turneth away sorrow. And I'm sorry I don't get to do my little intro promo thing. Because I don't know why Be Live didn't work today, but I'm really grateful that I had this opportunity to connect with all of you. If you got any other questions or concerns, you're very welcome, Monica. Any additional advice for fibromyalgia? Raphael says, some of you have chosen things that are vibrationally more dense than others. So understand your persistence in being in a state of love and joy is at a higher level of difficulty than for somebody who is not taking that process. When you have demonstrated the frequency of love to such a degree that the cells in your body will have nothing else but to express love, you will know that you are the master of that temple. Did you not choose to come here to do that? And yet you would think that your body is greater than you, or that your thoughts are greater than you. I say to you, dear one, you are greater and the master of that temple, and you must remind it to be in joy. Especially when it chooses to fight for sorrow, you must then rage against it and lift it up and be the joy until it is only joy, until your body has learned there is only joy, because that is what you are. It's what we all are, love and joy. So do not doubt the capabilities that you contain in your own consciousness to transform this realm and the realm. You are doing it all the time anyway. Some of you just choose to focus on the realm of pain more than you choose to focus on the realm of love. But whichever you choose, you are free to choose. We wish you much love. That is all for now. And we will see you on our next show next week. I got to figure out how to exit from this. Thank you, everybody, for coming. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Much love.